Hello everyone, welcome back to the live session of your machine learning course. So today in this live session we are going to discuss about the most important statistics terms. Yesterday we have covered the basic concepts, theoretical concepts of the machine learning, data analysis essential tools and the steps. I have uploaded the data analysis coding example with the iris dataset too. But there are some concepts, if you are aware with that in advance, theoretically too, and understand it, then it will be very easy for you in the upcoming journey. Time to time, I will do the live sessions on the most important concepts before uploading the coding part of the video. So it will help you to understand the coding part at a deeper level. Why you are doing this? For example, in yesterday's video, we have in the coding part one, we have discussed about the outliers, correlation, mean, mode, median. These type of the features, like the functions or topics, I have used these key terms. So I'm going to explain it in a detail today. So just give me 1 second. Let me open share my screen. All right. All right. So we are going to discuss about the most important terms today, how to think like an expert data analyst. Because you are at a first step of this course. This is the most important again, I will say. Session agenda. So today we are going to discuss about how the analyst mindset should be, as I have discussed yesterday as well. Understanding skewness and understand mean mode median, understand outliers, understanding of correlation, common mistakes generally at a beginner level. Every person does actually. I also did in my time. So I wanted to share with you so you take care of these mistakes. How the good data analysis helps your machine learning model. We are going to discuss all these topics in today's session. So look at this one. What makes an expert data analyst? Okay. So in this, when you start doing the analysis, how do you think before looking at the data set? Ask the questions before coding actually. I am giving you the data set. If you remember yesterday we have discussed about the machine learning life cycle. First step was for the machine learning life cycle was the problem identification. You are done with that. You are done with the second step. You have collected the data. Now it's a third step when you take the data and it's a time to code it, right? To explore the data, to look at the data, understand the data more in numbers. So when you are doing this, we can take an example of sales one. Ask the questions before coding. If you have the sales data, is the sales during weekends higher, right? You need to think if you have the data, what useful insights you are going to take out from it, what you are going to do with this data set. Although, like when you will be in the real time, your stakeholder will tell you many points and the domain you will discuss with the domain expertise. But when you are at a learning stage, this is also important. There is a no domain expertise, there is a no stakeholder, you are just downloading the data. So you need to do all jobs yourself. Okay. So when you start doing something with the data, you are writing the coding, you should think if you have a sales data, just think in that direction. What you are going to do with that data set, like if you want to check if sales during weekends higher, this is you are going to find out. Look for the patterns and problem. Sales vary weekly. This is a pattern, right? If the sales, let's say you have the sales data of 1 year, 2 year, you want to know in which month of the year more sales are done. This is the first broad picture, right? You are thinking based on the months. Once you got it, then you think in which week, right? In then is it happening at the weekend, is it happening in the working day, then you are looking at it, thinking at it micro level. Okay, so this is the way how you will start at a broad picture, then you go at a micro level, right? This, like the important insights I can take out from this. If you think in that way, not just blindly drawing the graphs, just blindly following the steps, uh, instead of that, just think yourself. I'm not saying you cannot see the other's notebook, you cannot see my notebook, you cannot take the idea from the existing notebook. You can, but think out of box. Just look at this and then spend your time as well. Apart from this, what else we can do, right? So this is important. Being a data analyst interprets data in plain English. This is very important. Some students are very like expert in coding. They know how to code, which function they should use at what time, right? But we don't care about the actually communication. This is the must or mandatory skill in data science. Either you become data analyst. For data analyst, it's a mandatory because you are going to be the front end person as well. You are going to be a back end person as well. We are going to work in both ways. If you are going to explain the technical things to stakeholder, you need to explain it in a plain English. So improve your communication. Okay. Connects analysis to business and machine learning decision. Business model. When you have the sales data, right? Right now, you are at a learning stage. So when you have the sales data, you need to think, as I have already given you the two examples, just think at a broader level than micro level. So now, what will be the benefit of this? Let's say you come out with this. This sales is happening weekly at the weekend, right? Most people are doing the shopping at the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. So what is the use of that? This is just a useful insight you take out from the existing data. But what decision you are going to take for to improve the business, right? To grow the business. What will be the benefits from your analysis to the stakeholder? This is you need to think. This is the most important key point after doing all coding and everything, because this is what the stakeholder is going to give you the data. This is the reason the company is going to hire you. Okay. So should we promote the weekend sales because more sales are happening at a weekend? So this will be your decision. You will suggest, you will give the recommendation to the stakeholder, increase your sales at the weekend. And in that more micro level, you will also suggest what products people are buying at a weekend and between what age. So there are a lot of these kind of the examples I have given you. So you need to think in that direction. This is just the one data set, but there are a lot of other data sets are also available in the market. My goal is just to prepare your mind as a data analyst and how you should do the data analysis, and what important points you need to think before jumping for the coding part. Okay. If you have any question, you can post your question. All right. So now we are jumping for the important concepts. Okay. So before writing any code, okay, because analysis means you are applying the statistical method, you are exploring the data, you are drawing the graph, you are applying the statistical method, you will take some decisions here. So your good data will come out for the modeling part. So your model can build a strong relationship with the target and do the good predictions. This is your goal, right? So you should be aware with the when you start coding, before that you should know what is mean mode median. Yesterday, in coding video iris dataset, I have used these words for the box plot and your other violin plot. Okay. And then, is data balanced or skewed? This is the most important points and most important statistical terms I'm going to discuss with you today. But if you want to take a deep dive with the practical example only for these topics, then I have already shared the statistical playlist yesterday in the description box. So you can check out that one too after watching this live session. Okay. What is outlier and are features correlated? We will talk about the correlations today. Can this data mislead my model? Okay, so these are a very important terms. You cannot move ahead actually without these terms. If you don't have any idea what is this, there is a no use to do the data analysis. Okay, this is the basic fundamental. They like the your concepts and terms in your machine learning journey. Okay, either you are a beginner, intermediate, or like at advanced level, everybody should be aware about these. Apart from this, there are more data point like the concepts, but I will like share those like the terms time to time according to our lesson. Okay, all right. So what is mean, mode, and median? Okay, so sorry, I just forget to type is. So what is mean, mode, and median? Okay, look at this one. This is mean. If you remember, we use this term in our like the school time, right? Even you are doing the maths today, if you are in the finance department, you are generally using these, right? So what is mean? Mean means average, right? If you have the one number of records, let's say, yeah, let's say you have a one table, right? So this is a student data. So this is a student name. This is their marks. Okay. So here is the student A and B, and here is the marks 20 and 30. Now, if I'm asking you, can you take the mean of the marks of the students? What you will do? You will do the addition of all students' marks and divided it by the total number of the students. This is called mean. Okay. This is the mean. This is very, very like useful when just give me. Oh, all right. So this is very, very useful when you want to take the average of the your numbers in the like the in the given data set. This will add all values and divide it by total count. For example, if you have the income data, you have the employees data set, and there is a salary given, and your stakeholder is asking you, can you tell me the what is the average salary company is giving to like employees, right? There is a some range. Their minimum salary for like the for the employees 20K and maximum salary is 500K. Then you will take the mean of this one. Okay, but there is a disadvantage too. Okay, look at this example carefully. If you look at this one, see, here is a 20K, 25K, 30K, 35K, 500K. So if you look at these examples, the average salary of the employee is between 20K to 35K. But there is a one like the value which is very apart from the other values, right? So this is very high. If you are taking the mean of this one, it is going to be very high definitely because you are going to add the 500K to in the other, right? So why it matters? Why when you are taking the decision to take the mean of the any value, why it matters? Because if there is a one or two values which is very, very far away from the given rest of the range, then it is going to be affected by the extreme values, by these values. So this is not good for your model too. Okay. So that's why you should aware with the mean at a deeper level. Why are you are when you are applying the mean strategy on the numbers, being a data analyst, this is your responsibility to decide either you are going to apply the mean, median, or mode. We will discuss now median and mode too, but this is the decision when you are going to take, when you are going to take the mean, you need to think a lot. Did you get my point? Like when you have the numbers in one column, you need to take care about the range too. Don't like apply the mean on the numbers to take the average blindly. You should be aware with the range too. Being a data analyst, this is your duty, because if there are a two or three like the points exist which is very far away from the rest of the range, then it is not going to give you the good results during the modeling part. Okay, so this is the most important and basic fundamental your like the concept about the mean. Okay, don't worry, you will understand when I will explain all three, and I will tell you which one you should use at what time. Okay, median. Median is very simple. You take the two numbers and divided it by your like the two, right? The middle number when data is sorted. So in this, you first sort the data. Then you will pick up the two numbers and divided it by the two, and it will give you the median. So now shows what most people earn. Okay, so now compare these two examples. I have taken the same example, but if you are going to apply the mean on the same data, it is going to be affected by extreme value because average is going to be higher than it should be just because of this one point value. Okay, but instead of taking mean of the data, if you took take the median, then it will give you the 30K, right? It's the average and it is not going to affect your model. Then this is the wise decision actually at this point if you have this kind of the data. So this is the major difference between the mean and median, and when you should apply and what you need to think before applying these two methods. Okay, I have like a lot of videos on this with the detailed concepts, but today I'm just giving you the big picture. Okay, you can look at my statistical playlist. It is with the example in detail. Okay, and then the mode is mostly you are going to use when you have the like the values which is most frequently occurring, and you want to know like which is the common choice. Usually we apply it on numerical and categorical both, but like when you are at a learning stage, your students just think about this is only for the categorical part, because mostly we apply on the categorical feature. Let's say you have the categorical feature, you want to predict iris data set. You want to know how many times the setosa is coming, right? How many times setosa versicolor virginica, right? So you want to know the common one which is coming most of the time. So at that time you can apply the mode, but you can also apply on the numeric data too. There is a no harm, but mostly we use it for the categorical. Okay, so here you can see I have applied it on the your numerical example. So here in this data, 30K is appearing more than your 25K, 35K, 40K, because 30K is coming two times. Rest of your numbers are coming only one time. So I will choose 30K. Okay. So this is very important concept. It seems to be easy. It is easy. Only the thing is you need to take a wise decision according to your given data set. So you can build a good model. Okay. My goal is to tell you, or my recommendation is don't take it as a it's okay, I will use the median mode. It's a formula you need to apply. Okay, but behind this, what is the theory? Why, when, what? It should be in your mind. It should be in your mind, and then apply these methods. It is going to be effect lot on your model. Okay, keep in your mind. And then now we will move to the next slide. When to use what? Very important for the beginners. Okay. Okay. Now this is the next example about the median, mean, and mode. If your data is a skewed, right now just ignore the skewed. I will explain in detail in the upcoming slide. So I will tell you only the skewed is when your data is not normally distributed. Okay. At that time, you should go with the median. As I showed you in the previous slide, 500K is the big point rather than the rest of the numbers. So you go with the median. Next example is normal distribution. Normal distribution is you only have the range between 20 to 30. There is a no like the big number or most smallest number like the below 20 or above 30, you have any number like a 500K, 600K, not like that. Then you can go with the mean. Okay. Categorical, most common value, we go with the mode, but you can apply it for the numerical too. I have already told you, but most common we use it for the categorical. Okay. So this is a just summary of your mean and median. Okay. So before moving ahead with this slide, this image I have taken from the outside. This is not drawn by me. So I will give the credit to this source. Okay. This is used from the outside. This is not mine. Okay. And that's why I have added the image source link here. So what is the skewness? Okay. Skewness is equal to data distribution is not symmetric. Symmetric means, look at this one. So first, look at this example. This is normal data. Now you know what is mean, what is median, what is mode. Okay. So this is bell shape. This is x-axis. This is y-axis. If you see this bell icon, this is your data. So your mean, mode, median is at the center. So this is the balanced data. Data is under all these bell icon. No skewness. Okay. The normal curve represents a perfectly symmetrical distribution. When your data set is in the normal distribution, we call it symmetrical distribution. Distribution is another like the statistical concept. It is also big concepts. I'm not going to discuss it today. And here you have the look at this. This is your negatively skewed. Okay. So here we call it left skewed too. Okay. This is going in the negative direction because here these are the negative values, here are the positive values. Okay. That's why we call it negative direction too. Okay. Now you can see here is the mean, here is the median and mode. So this is called skewness. And skewness is of a two type, right skewed, left skewed. Left skewed means long left tail, this one. Okay. And this is right tail, positive direction. This is positively skewed. Either you can use the right skewed word, left skewed word, you can use a positive skew, negative skewed, all are correct. Okay. And in the interview, during this question, mostly technically asked by the interview. Okay. So this is most important concept. Again, I have a detailed video with coding part in my like your machine learning projects and my statistical video too. Okay. You can watch, find out that one. I have shared the list playlist link so you can watch that too. But this is a big picture of your skewness, how your data look like. You can draw these graphs. Okay. You can like look for the skewness of the data. Okay. Here mean is not in the center, right? In this in your left skew data, you can see this is called tail. This one. Why this is coming? If I connect it with the that income value, if you have the like again here the income 30K, 25K, 35K, 40K. So this is normal range. Then this will be lie till here, right? But there is a one your like the salary, it is showing only 5K. So this will be must lie here, but okay. So this will give the skewness in your data. Okay, maybe there are some dumb like a junk values in negative. This is the negative values, something like this, because data can be messy, right? Then when you draw the graph, it will show something like this. I'm just giving you the like connected it with the real time example. Now, if you look at this one, this direction, if you have a one value that is called 700K. So this is very far away from this range, right? So then your data will go in this direction. Here you have the 700K data point. So it will be positively skewed because it's a higher range, right? So I'm just trying to connect it with the numbers so you can have the better understanding. So that's why sometime at a beginner level we are in too hurry. We just draw the graphs, we just check the duplicates, check the missing value, we correlation, etc., 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 and we jump onto the model building, which is the wrong practice. That's why we always push students focus on the analysis first. Learn it at a deeper level. Spend your maximum time right now on the analysis. Forget about every other thing. If your analysis is good, your model can never be failed. Okay. I hope it makes a sense to you. If you have any question, you can just note down your question and you can ask me. Okay. And then why skewness matters? I have already shared with you, but we can go over the points. Affects the mean and median, definitely, right? Now you can connect it with the example. Impacts the machine learning model, I told you, because if there is a positive or negative skewness and you did not resolve it during analysis, then your model become biased. Okay? And then indicates real world behavior, definitely, right? Example, income and prices. Okay, so this is an example of this skewness. We have already discussed the income example. Okay, now the next concept. Okay, so I will give a 10-second break here. Let me check if you have any question. Then we will start with the outlier. Okay, let me stop sharing. Yeah. If you have any question, you can type the question. Does it make sense to you? All right. Let's move on to the next concept. Okay, here we go. All right. What is the outlier? This is another most important concept. Okay. Uh, at a beginner level, mostly students afraid from this. Like, what is outlier? It's nothing. It's just you can say your value is again, which we have discussed. The value is very far away. One value is very far away from the other. Okay. Look at this one here. This is $300K, and this is not lie even near between this range. So this is your outlier. That's it. Okay. So this is the outlier as a layman. This is the best way to understand it. So an outlier is a data point that is usually far away from the rest of the data. So here why it is matter because most people earn around 40 to 50K, but one value is much higher. That's why it's outlier, right? So now it is giving you idea if you have the data related to income, related to sales, related to any numbers. This is your duty to check if there is an outlier. If you forget to check outlier during your analysis and you just applied the model, your model might do some good predictions, but it won't learn too much from it. Being a data analyst or data scientist, this is your duty to handle the outliers. Sometimes, if there is only one value, we drop it. But sometimes there are a lot of outliers, more than one data point. Then it's your duty to handle it. And there are multiple ways to handle it, which we will discuss in the upcoming sessions when we will work on the data set which contains the outlier. Okay. You just try understand now the broad picture about the outlier. This is also the important concept during analysis you need to keep in your mind. Okay. All right. Okay, so I will show you one graph here. Look at this. So let's say this is count, okay, employee count, and here is the income. Okay, so here is a 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K. So here are some points, right? So how many employees you have, which contains a 30K, let's say 20 employees, then 30 employees, 10, 5, right? But there is a one employee whose salary is here, that is above this one, that is 300K, right? So this is like there are a few, like the one data point only showing, okay? So there is a some, there is a one employee whose contains this salary, okay? So it will show on the graph like this. If you remember, if you have already watched the video yesterday's, you see the scatter plot, some data points lie here apart from all other data points. So this is outlier on the graph. This is a way how you can check it on the graph. That's why graphs are very important. You should be aware which graph should I draw, for what purpose, for what kind of the data set. So everything is like a correlate with each other. Okay? Now we will jump on to the next. So what is correlation? Very important. When we are just checking the like a relation between the features, right? If you have, so yesterday we used the this, right? Setosa, Virginica, your other whatever the like the name was, right? Of this species. And here was the sepal length, here was the sepal width. There was a more features, right? I'm just drawing the these two. Okay. So now correlation means you are just checking the relation, this feature with this one, okay, and this feature with this one. So you are just checking the correlation and this feature with target, because every feature have the correlation with the target, but they also have the relation with each other too sometime, which is not good for your model actually. Okay. And this is called independent feature. But I will explain about the independent feature and this one uh, in the next session. Okay. So this is called a target feature or dependent feature. This is just for your knowledge. Okay. So this is this one. So we are going to check the relationship between them. If you remember, we did the heat map, right? It was showing some values 82%, minus 12%, minus 30%. Okay. So these are the correlation between the target or features between each other. Okay. So we will discuss it in detail now. So there are a three type of correlation: positive, negative, no correlation. Now, what is the definition of this one? Let's move on to the next slide. Positive correlation. Positive correlation means as one increases, the other is also increasing. So here is a layman example. Let's draw. Studied hours, right? Marks. If you are doing the practice for the video, like the data analysis now, more, right? You spent 5 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours, then 20, and then 25. So here, when you were spending the 5 hours to learn the data analysis, you got 20 marks. So here is a one data point, right? So when you are studying 10 hours, you got the point 40, right? So here is a one data point. So when you studied 15 hours, you got 50 and so on. Then you reach 100 when you are studying the 25 hours. So this means how much time you are spending to learn the analysis. It is increasing your capability. It is increasing your marks. It is increasing your confidence. It is increasing your like the expert level. You are becoming expert. So they are interrelated with each other, because if your hours of study are increasing, marks are also increasing in this direction. So this is called positive correlation. If one is increasing, other is also increasing. This is called positive correlation. So in the heat map, if you remember, on the x-axis there were a sepal length, and on the left side there was a sepal width. If sepal length is increasing, sepal width is also increasing, something like that. Okay. This is another example. This is the best way to like understand this. Okay. Now we will. Now negative correlation. Negative correlation means if one is increasing, others is decreasing. More speed, less travel time, right? More price, less demand. Look at this one. What I will do, I will take the same example. Okay. So let's draw here. Study hours. Okay. So here marks. Okay. So let's say here you are studying 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. If you are studying here like the 20, okay, it was increasing. But if you were studying the 5 hours, it was decreasing. Okay. So it is going in this direction like this. If you are studying less hours. So this is negative correlation. You are going down instead of increasing. Okay. This is the same example you can relate. Now you can think it as a layman. You can experience it, right? Yesterday, if you have spent only 2 hours, 1 hour, might be you are thinking, I didn't learn anything, right? But today, if you have spent the 5 hours, you are feeling more confident, right? So this is the negative correlation. So let's do with one more example. So this is the price. Okay. So let's the price of the product is $5, $10, $20, 30 and 35. And here is it is a selling more. This is selling, let's say 200 decoration piece. This is 150, then 100, then 50. When the price was less, this is the one. It is selling more. When the price increase, right? It is decreasing. It increased, more decreased, more decreased. So it is going in this direction. So if this is increasing, this is decreasing. Okay. So this is the way how it works. Okay. So either I think I should draw it here 200 above, then 150, then 100, then 50. Yeah, this is the correct way. Okay. So this is a decreasing. So this is called negative correlation. If you remember in the heat map, there was the negative 10, negative 12. So if sepal length is increasing, sepal width is decreasing. If petal length is increasing, sepal length is decreasing. Something like that. This is called negative correlation. It doesn't mean it is not required for your model. It is also good. If negative correlation is strong, we are going to use those features. Okay. I will explain it time to time too, according to the over data set. Okay. Just try to understand at the bigger level. No correlation. Look at this example, shoe size versus exam marks. Does it make sense? If I'm giving you the two, like the columns, one contain, sorry, so one contain shoe size, one contain marks. No relation. This is called no relation. Because sometimes you have the data in the features when two features does not have any relation with each other. Either no negative, no positive. Okay. So this is the three type of correlation you need to understand and keep in your mind. Okay. Now the next question is why this is important, why we are checking it, right? Because it helps in feature selection. Definitely. This is the most important point. Because when you will work with the too many features in real time or even at a learning stage, I will definitely give the example. So let's say this is a house sale price. So you have the area, you have the number of rooms, you have the garage, you have the like how many water pipes, and then sale price, right? So do you know which feature is important for your sale price? As a layman, you will say, "What I will do with the water pipes? Who is going to look at the water pipes?" Right? Everybody is looking for the area, number of rooms, and this one. You never know which feature is important. As a layman, you think this feature is not important, you will drop it sometime. At a beginner level, this is a common mistake. But don't do that. Just apply the correlation heat map. Check the percentage of the correlation with target for this one. Believe me, this is the most important feature. Because when we worked for this data set at a deeper level, this was the feature used by the model most of the time rather than this one for the sale price. Okay, so that's why this is very important to understand the correlation. Then identifies the redundancy. Definitely, which feature is important, which is not. So it is a check based only the your correlation. Prevents the multicollinearity issues. Multicollinearity means sometimes your these independent feature are highly or strongly correlated with each other. So let's say if I let's say area and number of rooms, right? Definitely, if area is increasing, number of rooms are also increasing. Just assume, right? So this is called like multicollinearity. If I delete the area, right? Do you think it is going to affect the number of rooms while modeling? Do you think? Does it matter? Okay. So this you just think on that. I will not answer this question. If you delete the area, is it going to affect the model? You are only doing the modeling using number of rooms. Okay. So this concept is related to your multicollinearity. Okay. This is another very big topic. So I will explain it in a detail again when we will jump onto this kind of the data set which contains the multicollinearity issue with your features. Okay. But this is very important, another concept. Okay. That's why correlation matters a lot because every feature relationship, every feature mean mode median, every features you are like the if outliers exist matters a lot you are doing analysis. Okay. So focus on these points and when you start doing the analysis, just work on that. Even on the iris data set, look for the outliers and everything. This is the best data set for classification at a beginner level. Common beginners mistake, they're running the code without thinking. This is usual, like happen. You don't need to worry about it. Just think now. I wish, like I hope, and I'm fully confident you will keep in your mind all those points which we have discussed. Ignoring skewness. This is most common. Okay, I also did in my time. Blindly trusting correlation. As I told you, right? We are just checking the correlation with the heat map. Then we don't think it is this one, 95% minus 12, just delete the minus 12. It is not important. Okay. But there are many things related to this one too. Jumping to machine learning model too early. Don't jump on this. This is not right now important. Just keep out of this. Just keep your mind out of this point. Otherwise, you won't be able to focus on the data analysis. Just focus on the data analysis. Okay. So, how the data analysis helps machine learning? You can get better features, simple model, better performance, and 90% of the machine learning problems are data problems. Okay. Because when you are applying the model, this is you need to just split the data. You will apply the model. You are not going to do anything with the algorithm. Algorithm is going to do with the data which you have prepared. Okay. So that's why data analysis is important. This is the reason data analysis is important. Okay, so this was all about today's most important concept. I believe, I feel like I have shared the most important concept. I hope it makes sense to you. If you have a questions, I will stay for 5 minutes more after this session. Okay, so you can ask the question. Now you can pick any data set. Either you can pick, just work on the eyes data set today. You have a time because I will upload the next video tomorrow for the model of the iris data set. Just work again on the iris data set by keeping in your mind these points which I have shared today. Okay, look at the data set now with these points. Now check the skewness, check correlation in the highest data set, and write three insights in a plain English. You should be able to explain the graphs in a very good, non-technical way. Okay. Okay. So that's it for our today's live session. And, all right. So do you have any question about it? About skewness, correlation, and you can also share your like the problems, any time management, if you are facing the problems about the documentation, you want to know more about the data analysis, correlation, and everything, then you can ask me like what path you should follow, how to break down the problems, how you can take a deep dive in a most easiest way. I can guide you. Just ask your question. No questions? So let me share with you the statistics here, the articles. I used to post the statistical articles. So you can go read those articles. Here we go. There is a one video I uploaded in previous months, the journey of a data analyst. Just you can go through these articles too. Okay. So this is important. Just for right now, just forget about the your machine learning models. Okay, just focus, spend your lot of time on the data analysis. Okay, building a model is not a big deal because you, if your data analysis is good, model will become definitely good. After this, your evaluation matters a lot. Okay, evaluation matters a lot when you are applying the evaluation matrices, what matrices you are applying. Okay, that matters a lot. So right now, just focus on the analysis. And don't forget to watch the statistics playlist. Okay. And if you have any question, any problems related to your time management, related to the any specific topic, don't feel shy. Your questions are most welcome, and I much appreciate it. I'm happy to help you and make you build you a strong in analysis or machine learning. Machine learning is my favorite. I love this field, and it has the bright future. Machine learning engineers, they have a very bright future in the upcoming 5 years too. Okay, although there are many tools in the market right now, we can do prepare the reports in a seconds, in minutes, but this is very important. If you are learning from the coding point view, it will help you a lot in your future. Okay. Okay. So if you don't have any question, I would like to leave and keep posting the questions. Keep provide me your feedback too. Okay. How was the live session? I will add a one poll today for the live session. It will help me to improve and add more topics and concepts. So you can be a good data analyst or machine learning engineer or data scientist, whatever is your goal. Okay. And thank you so much for joining this session, giving your time, much appreciated. Have a good one. Good luck.